Yes, I welcome Grenada, Carrico, Pidimonic, and the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live. How are you doing, people? This is where it all happens. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. We want to as well say welcome to the people viewing on WPG 10, channels 10 and 11, people. Of course, now we are on cable. We're in full force HD, channel 11. Check it out on cable and tell your friends as well, all right? Now, here's what. We have a lot of things to talk about. We have the doctor with us tonight as well, and we are going to be talking about ovarian cysts. The doctor is lost somewhere today. It's his first day trying to get here on his own, and he called and he said he's lost. After 1 year of coming here, the doctor still can't find his way here. I'm telling you. So somebody call the doctor and give him directions. Anyway, folks, we have a lot of things to tell you about. All right, so let's just get right to it. Sixth person charged for having sex with 14-year-old, people. Big men and them kind of business. Serious? I'm telling you, they say. Athletic coach among persons slapped with sex-related charges. Teacher and coach and them kind of business. Kirk affecting the islands as well. Bodybuilders heading to Barbados, and Walker donated to physically impaired or physically challenged individual. We're going to talk about that. Traffic notice for Friday, we're going to be talking about that as well. Today I spoke to the man who lost his house yesterday and said since his house went up in flames, he has not gone to ground zero. He has not visited the site where his house burnt. He says he do not think psychologically he is ready for that. He says that he occupies a house with another friend, and once that other person is safe, that's what matters to him most. Now, we were told by police yesterday that that individual whose house was burnt was not mentally stable. All right. As far as we know, there was no injuries, and they were saying as well that there was no one home at the time of the fire. All right, so folks, we have a lot of things to tell you about, so brace yourself as usual. You know what I want to do? I want to encourage you to share the program. You see, because when you share the program, that's how other people get to know what's happening here. That's it right here. That's where the action is: the good, the bad, and the Mikey. So people, brace yourself. We are coming back.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
SP's is throwing down yet another massive 50% sale store-wide. Yes, I said it. Half off everything in stores. From automotive parts, accessories, car care to musical instruments, to electronics like Pioneer decks, equalizers, Rockford speakers, EV speakers, and the entire store we can't mention. Sale starts Thursday and ends on Friday at both locations. Again, SP's 50% store-wide sale. Borrow cash if you must. Just don't miss this one.
Why not stay in? Turn off your alarm clock and stay in on your perfect mattress for as long as you like. Only at Quartz. Get 2 free pillows with the purchase of a bed frame or mattress. Get what you want now. With Ready Finance, there's no down payment and you pay nothing for 30 days. So turn off that alarm clock and stay in as long as you like. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home.
Air Force Promotion presents We Up in It, the Mega Bingo, on Sunday 30th September, National Stadium from 5 p.m. You can win a mint condition 4-door Toyota RAV4, 4-door Toyota RAV4, plus $40,000 in cash. Amazing, isn't it? But there's even more deals. Tickets cost $60 for one, pay $100 and we give you 2 tickets. We Up in It, the Mega Bingo. So lock in the date, Sunday 30th September. Free buses available. Bring your posse, because we're up in it. Sponsored by Carib, Mikey Live, Coodafed.com Discount Card, Glenelg Springwater, and Waggity Rental and Sound Company.
Does your laundry detergent have enzymes to fight stains, remove bacteria and odors while being gentle on your hands? Does your laundry detergent have a natural lemon scent, easy rinse technology, and fabric softener to protect your clothes? If you answered yes, then you must be using Glace. If not, what are you waiting for? Glace laundry detergent is made with a 4-in-1 advanced formula and is phosphate-free, making it safe for the environment and safe for washing machines. Glace. A clean home is a Glace home.
And it's distributed by Fortune Foods Grenada Limited. All right, folks. So let's get into the matter for today. The doctor is still lost. The doctor is still lost. He's been trying to get here about half an hour now. I see they're calling me, but too late. I can't really answer the phone. Somebody call the doctor and tell the doctor how to find me. All right. Anyway, so we're moving on, people. This is news discussed, not told. All right, so here is what we have to tell you about now. So the first thing that we have to tell you about is the information from the police as it relates to the traffic arrangement. That is the traffic arrangement for tomorrow. All right, so let's see, it's information coming from the police now. The traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is advising motorists and the general public that the following traffic arrangements will take effect on Friday 28th September 2018, and that is to facilitate the funeral mass for the late Bishop Emeritus Sidney Charles OP at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's. No entry between the hours of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. and that's interesting. No entry between the hours of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Vehicular traffic will not be allowed to enter the following streets: Upper Church Street from its junction with Market Hill and Lucas Street, Upper St. John Street from its junction with the Grenville Street, No Through Road, Lower St. John Street from its junction with Halifax Street from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Public parking. Vehicular parking will be allowed as follows: the right side of Lower Lucas Street in the direction of Market Hill from the law office of Danny Williams and Associates to the Catholic Youth Secretariat. The left side of Market Hill in the direction of Grenville Street from its intersection with Church Street to Market Hill Pentecostal Church. No parking. No parking will be allowed on Church Street from its intersection with the Market Hill to the junction with Cherry Hill. That will be Cemetery Hill. Cemetery Hill from its junction with River Road onto its junction with the Old Ford Public Road on both sides. That's no parking. All right. On Old Ford Public Road from its junction with Cemetery Hill to the entrance of the Presentation Brothers College on both sides of the road. Official or VIP parking is allowed as follows: on the right side of the Lower Church Street in the direction of the Grenada Cooperative Bank and the intersection at Market Hill to GTM Building. The Governor General, Prime Minister, the hearse and the government ministers will be the only vehicles allowed to park in the area in front of the cathedral on the right side and will continue on to Lucas Street. Vehicles belonging to members of the clergy and sisterhood, family members and friends of the deceased will be allowed to park at the St. Joseph's Convent Netball Court. Note well that only a total of 25 vehicles will be allowed to park at the St. Joseph's Convent Netball Court. All right, so please be guided accordingly. That information comes from the police, and we would also post it on our website for the persons who may want that information again. Now, the next bit of information that we have to tell you is that this weekend, bodybuilder and police officer PC 551 Linton the Goose Jones will be representing Grenada at the Darcy Beckles Bodybuilding Invitational Bikini and Fitness Championship in Barbados. Now, he will be accompanied by IFBB Pro Corporal Damian Daniel. So it is our duty to say to him, good luck, brah. You understand? Good luck. You understand? I'll give the man some clap now. What it is? So come on, give me no boring kind of clap and then give the man some good claps. You know what I mean? Give the man some good claps. Telling all you. Yes? So that's it right there. Yes, man. So we're moving on. How we looking, people? I'll give the men some claps. I still don't find we getting enough claps. Give the men some claps. Now that's what I'm talking about. Good. You get everything here. The good, the bad, and the Mikey. So we got some more good to tell you about, boy. Today I noticed on social media a worker was donated people. You understand? So I thought it's a good initiative. You understand? One individual said, on my travel to Grenada and my village in Gulf Coast, I met this young lady, wife of my neighbor, and they said, you know, they thought, hey, she cannot really walk properly. So on Wednesday, 26 September, together with the help of a partner, Stephen, Joseph, his father, and the help of the staff at the Cancer Research Center, or charity shop, sorry, they said they delivered her first walker. You understand? So all you have people doing good things out there. And I thought, hey, why not? Why not? You see these kind of things and them, you applaud these kind of things. Applaud this kind of initiative so that you would find other people interested in doing the same. That's why all you don't find these days, real people doing things. That's the idea. You understand? That's the idea. Real people doing things. Because see, when you do, another person would want to do, and then another person would want to do, and before you know it, everybody doing. It's do for do. So she got a nice little business there, and she feeling good. You see the smile on her face? Look the smile on her face. You understand? Good. Good. We're moving on, people. Now the next thing we have to tell all you about is the where you going with that? You take your time with that. You see the doctor chair empty, and the doctor is supposed to bring a guest today. So doctor decided showing off on me, and he come in with his own vehicle. Well, that ain't working out right today because, like I said, the doctor is somewhere lost. I might have to get off the program for 10 seconds or so to make a quick call with the doctor to see where he is, to see if we can redirect the doctor to get back on track. Right now, the doctor made the all enclosure. You know what I mean? I ain't a vehicle outside, so maybe he finally arrived. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell all you about, boy, is that tropical storm Kirk. Kirk is still out there playing a mass, you know. Right now, Kirk is about to, well, it's already started affecting the islands. I know that St. Lucia and so on, they have been bracing for impact. So we have the most recent coordinates for, well, what's going on with this thing? You getting more toasted than me? Or wait now, wait. The doctor to reach here, take your time. The thing where we know doctor's supposed to be here right now, so the thing switching to doctor automatically. And you only know he's switching out, he's switching. Alright? So anyway, we have to tell all you that the islands, like for example Barbados and so on, rain, St. Lucia and so, preparing themselves. You know, already we got some good showers this morning, boy, at around 10 o'clock. So January. So anyway, the center of Cook is currently approaching St. Lucia. That was the latest update that we had. They say heavy showers and thunderstorms beginning to spread across Barbados. Watches and warnings are out there, already issued. A tropical storm warning is in effect for Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. A tropical storm watch is in effect for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Grenada lucky like a Mickey Tucky. Grenada lucky. Good night. Yep, and our life, man. Don't say good night. Just come in. So here's that tropical storm Watch is in effect. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They say interests elsewhere in the central and northern Lesser Antilles should monitor the progress of Kirk. So here's what. At 8 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Kirk. Only the doctor rich, you know. Doctor find a way. Doc, I tell you people you get lost, you know. I tell you people doc get lost. All the doctor was able to find his way, people. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get back to it. So don't worry, the doctor rich, you know what I mean? I say, well, I know the doctor maybe the inclusion. So at 8 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Kirk was located at close to east of St. Lucia. East of St. Lucia. Near latitude 13.9 north, longitude 60.7 west. And Kirk is moving towards the west-northwest near 14 miles per hour. And a west-northwestward to westward motion is expected over the next couple of days. Now on the forecast track, the center of Kirk will move across the Lesser Antilles within the tropical storm warning areas during the next several hours. Now here's what they're saying. Maximum sustained winds are near 50 miles per hour with higher gusts. Little change in strength is expected while the center of Kirk moves through the Lesser Antilles. They say that gradual weakening is anticipated during the next couple of days while the system moves over the eastern Caribbean Sea. Kirk is forecast to become a tropical depression Friday night and degenerate into a trough of low pressure by Sunday. Now, tropical storm force winds extends outwards up to 140 miles, primarily to the east of the center. Now, the minimum central pressure based on data from the aircraft is just about 1,002 millibars, and the hazards are wind and rainfall. Now let's talk about rainfall. Kirk is expected to produce total rainfall of 4 to 6 inches across the northern Windward and southern Leeward Islands, with isolated maximum total up to 10 inches across Martinique and Dominica. Now, these rains may produce life-threatening flash floods and mudslides across St. Croix and East Puerto Rico. Kirk is expected to bring 2 to 4 inches with isolated maximum total of 6 inches by Friday and Saturday. Now, though Grenada is not expected to be directly affected by the tropical storm Kirk, the islands is expected to experience rains, heavy showers in some areas, and thunder showers. A flood warning in areas so prone is in effect, and a marine advisory has also been issued by the Met Office for northeasterly to easterly swells. Now, according to NADMA, they want to emphasize that Grenada and its dependencies are not under any tropical storm watch or warnings, and encourages citizens to remain vigilant and ensure your emergency plans are in place. Preparedness is key in mitigating against hazards, and critically important is preserving lives, livelihoods, and property. All right, so folks, at least we have an idea as to what's taking place. All right, earlier on we were able to monitor some satellite image, and I am telling you, Kirk is a big hell of a guy in terms of you know, what is the radar is showing for rain. And you know, they were saying that the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane is really wind speeds. And because we don't have the wind speed, don't think, and because we don't have the wind speed, it's not a hurricane. But don't think that it is a system that, you know, is just going to pass these islands, that it's going to produce a lot of rain. That's what they are saying. All right, so we want to wish them all the best. They had some confusion in St. Lucia with regards to forecast and so on. If time permits, we will talk about that in a moment. But then what I see here happening is that we're losing time. Right now, let's just move to the next story that we have to tell all you. All you. A 6th person has been charged for having sex or sexual relations, allegedly, because I ain't had time for jail. I ain't make no child yet. I'm looking to do that in 2019, so take all the time with me. I just trying to report the news. I ain't trying to diss nobody. So here what's going on, people. Another person. Listen, it's heartbreaking when these days you find people who are being accused of them kind of business happens to be people who are charged with the responsibility of taking care of these same children. One of the latest charges on your screen there, people. We're making it up. Very popular teacher and coach of the Grenada Boys Secondary School. You know what I mean? Went to court, all them kind of business. This is serious stuff, people. Well-known secondary school teacher, Mr. Nicholas Benjamin, slapped. With charges, you know, people. You know, I never hear that yet. And we monitor the report. We monitor the report from one of our colleagues. Yeah, man. You understand? You see the doctor and them there, the on screen. Yeah. You understand? They're on screen. That's just to tell all the doctor and the company rich. All total lie there, man. You understand, people? Let's get back down to business now. Other people in trouble. Now, according to a report monitored on the Grenada Informer, you know, and this is not in the papers because we go have a comprehensive report on the business for you tomorrow because we had the doctor. We don't really want to waste too much time on the story. This one here, never hear that yet. You understand? An ongoing investigation into allegations of sexual abuse of a 14-year-old secondary school female in the southern end of the island by the Royal Grenada Police Force has already resulted in 5 men being arrested and charged. And then we tell you about another. And among them, secondary school athletic coach. How that working? According to them, according to information reaching them, while the incident which broke the camel's back was alleged to have taken place last Saturday in the south of the island, the lawman's investigation brought to the fore what seems to have been an ongoing pattern of behavior over a period of time and a strong possibility of additional charges being brought. Well, of course, when all you hear names so, you know what I mean? Boy, I ain't going there again. I'm done with that story for good. You know what I mean? I'm done with that story for good. I never hear that yet. You know what I mean? We don't want to get into too much of the details and things because them kind of thing that keep you up at nights. You know what I mean? So let me just leave that story right there. Let me just leave that one day. You know what I mean? How we looking for time? How we looking for time? All you. The next thing we had to tell all you about students of Petit Martinique RC. Yesterday they were paying tribute to Ozida. You know, Ozida died from injuries sustained when her house caught fire. But both her and her mom were injured, but she didn't make it. Several days later, she died. And them children in Petit Martinique, they had a nice little service and thing for her. And them children and them now did a nice little tribute. You know. No star. You know, them things that's real hard to look at, you know. Yeah, boy, them things that's real hard to look at, you know, because, you know, all these little kids, man. Yeah, boy, no. All these little kids, you know, when you have people, young people who die, they affect their colleagues in ways more than they can express due to their age. And so people, you must take time to speak to your children, you know, whenever they have these tragic occurrences in their life, like having a friend or somebody who they know has died. Please find it important to take some time to speak to them, to find out how the death is affecting them. Sometimes these things stay with you for a long time, so they need the help, you know, urgently. All right, people, I saw the reaction of some of the kids in Ariel's funeral. Ariel Bola, and we go talk about that another day, time running. We'll talk about that another day, you know. And I do hope that not because it's not in the news that people that they forget to assist these young stars in the ways that is necessary. Yeah. All right. We're moving on. How are we looking for time? All right. So there was a list of approved emergency shelters that were issued today by the National Disaster Management Agency. We have already posted that on our website, so for persons who wants to know what these shelters are, you can simply just check out our website later on, right? MikeyLive.com. As well, I'd like you to know that we have added a new feature to our website as of yesterday, as we are about to celebrate. We're celebrating 2 years in a few days. We are about to celebrate 2 years in a few days, so every year we do something new. So this time we have launched some very interesting, some cool features to our website. It's already there. Well, here's what. You go onto the website and you'll be able to view any of the past Mikey Live shows. Just go, you could search through it and you'll find anything that you're looking for with regards to a story that was done on Mikey Live at some point in time. You can check out the website. It's MikeyLive.com. All right. Also, the news, the latest news, you get it on our website. You don't have to wait for the night time. You can check it out during the course of the day. And many of the stories that you'll be hearing on the program, it will be on the website as well. All right. So yeah, try to do it pretty cool. And we're not only going to be featuring Grenadian stories, but stories throughout the region. The interesting ones, by the way. Yeah, we no boring show. Now, another story that we have to tell you before we get to the doctor. We have the doctor with us. We don't want to keep the doctor and company waiting for too long. Just when you think that Grenada is the only island that people are criticizing the authorities for in terms of the forecast, well, think again. We have the similar situation happening in St. Lucia. Now, they are saying that some of the forecasts are inaccurate. Right? So them St. Lucian people, they ain't playing with the authorities. You know how I like to say about NADMA? I don't repeat what I say about NADMA. All them all too bad. Grenadians all too wicked. If NADMA tell all the run, stand up. Why? All too bad mind. The problem is, we have to understand how to interpret the information. People, you understand? And take the thing in context. And if we are expecting a storm, and the storm didn't hit us, or the storm spare us, you don't curse the authorities, you say thank God. You understand? But anyway, check out what's going on in St. Lucia, man. Check out the business.
Just how reliable are the weather forecasts issued from the St. Lucia Meteorological Services? The most recent scrutiny comes amid growing public doubt after a downgraded tropical storm Isaac moved through the sub-region through September 13th and 14th. St. Lucia was not placed under storm watches or warnings. However, schools were kept closed and some businesses stacked sandbags as a line of defense against a 50 to 100 millimeter rainfall prediction. 1.8 millimeters of rainfall was recorded on the day in question. A day later, on September 14th, schools reopened, but the downpours came and drenched parts of the country. St. Lucia Met Services Director Venantius Descartes conceded the accuracy of weather forecasts may vary. Director Descartes, who stands by the science of weather forecasting, says the public should continue to take heed.
Meteorology is a science, right? And we rely on prediction models. When you put out a forecast, you base your forecast on the information that you have, the initial conditions and the model outputs. And you cannot go against that. If things happen that if the forecast went for a lot of rain and you don't get rain, you need to praise God. You know, sometimes you get the best case and sometimes you get the worst case. So I believe the science is good, the science is working. It's just that it is not 100% accurate.
Now, some 2 weeks on, and a regenerated tropical storm Kirk continues to advance on St. Lucia and the Lesser Antilles. On September 25th, St. Lucia was placed under tropical storm warning, and the public has been urged by the St. Lucia Met Services and the National Emergency Management Organization to remain vigilant and be prepared.
The key message from NEMO is for us to always be prepared. But when an alert is raised, as in this case where we have a tropical storm warning, a warning is only issued if the Met Office believes that we are going to be impacted by tropical storm conditions within 24 hours. And so currently, we're saying this is not the time to let down your guard. This is time to take all advisories issued seriously and make all the necessary arrangements to ensure that you and your family can be safe during the passage of this tropical storm, should it arrive here.
Science may not always accurately predict the weather. Forecasters may not always get it right. But the threat of adverse weather events remains constant. Officials insist storm preparedness, which includes coordinating emergency plans for home and business, is the first line of defense against the unpredictability of Mother Nature. Running social media memes confirm a degree of public complacency as it relates to the uncertainty of local weather forecasting. Better safe than sorry. Rihani Isidore, HTS News Force.
All right, so thank you very much, Rihani. And yes, folks, so that's it right there, okay? And so he was just saying the same thing. And listen, I didn't even hear him say that. I didn't even hear him say that. So when you don't get it, say thank God. Don't say Nadma. Or the media people say, thank God that we got spared. You know, there's room for improvement, but still we have to, you know, focus on what matters most. Yeah? And I know, you know, some of all of us want this storm, that's why I look us into. Anyway, it's time for the doctor. All right, so folks, we have with us Dr. Ansley Mokeke. He is from the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services. We have with us as well his marketing agent, Mr. Akim Andrew. And we're going to say good night to the gentlemen. How are you doing, guys?
Good night, Mikey, and good night the rest of the public.
All right, so Doc, you brought company with you. Talk to us about that.
Yes, yeah, I brought in one of the smartest guys here in Grenada. Very agile, smart. I'm so impressed by meeting him. He's the marketing manager of Divine Medical and Diagnostic Services. His name is Akim Andrew.
Okay. All right, so Akim is a virgin on the program. So Akim, welcome to the program again. All right, Akim?
Yeah, good night, everyone. Good night.
All right. So Akim, so Doc, what has Akim been up to? Talking to people about what happens at the Divine?
Well, Akim has been all over Grenada. And he's been informing the general public about the services we render in Divine Medical and Diagnostic Services.
Oh, okay.
And he's been doing very well.
Okay. All right. So Akim, as you're on the screen, so talk to us about what can you tell us about the Divine Medical Center from a marketing perspective? Of course, we hear from the doctor's perspective all the time, but I guess we'll get it from a different angle tonight, right, Doc?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so what can you tell us about the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services?
Well, at the Divine Medical and Diagnostic Services, you can get the best service in Grenada. You know, you come into a place, you get a smile, you know, you leave there feeling happy, you know. And that's what we want our customers. That's how we want them to feel whenever they come to us. Yes, this kind of feeling.
Okay, all right. Again, before we get into the topic, what sort of services would you like to emphasize that the Divine provides?
Well, we render all sorts of services. Akim, you should know that we render. Tell the public about the services.
We does ultrasounds, blood tests, specialist services,
general practice,
you know, original practice, counseling, you know, just name it, you know, we have it.
Okay. All right then. Okay, good. All right, so Doc, what's on the agenda for tonight?
Well, we are here to discuss about ovarian cyst. So, and that's the topic we have today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, we are going to be talking about ovarian cyst. Just stay with us for a moment as we get that ready. We want to apologize for that, all right? We just had to make a little shift there. So, Doc, so let's talk about ovarian cyst. I think I would have heard a lot about ovarian cyst, and a lot of other people would have heard about it. And in fact, when I put it up online, there were some persons that were saying it's been a while that they wanted to hear us discuss such a topic that really relates to the well-being of, specifically, of women. So when we talk about ovarian cyst, what are we really talking about, Doc?
Well, we're talking of ovarian cyst. We're trying to analyze just a part of female structures which is located right in at the pelvic region, and that's specifically the ovaries. And the ovaries are there are two ovaries, one on the left, one on the right. And to describe the shape, it looks like an almond shape. That's one of the ways to describe it. And in terms of size, it has a normal diameter, and also ovaries, they have the functions of the ovaries are mostly one, to ensure that the eggs are released on monthly basis, which eventually will support, because the eggs support in terms of fertilization, helping to make sure that the fetus is developed eventually. Then the second function in terms of hormone production of hormones and initiation of some of the basic hormones in the body.
Okay.
So those are the basic and the most important functions of the ovaries.
Okay. All right. So, and the ovarian cyst is like a small growth onto the ovaries.
Well, if we want to describe a cyst, an ovarian cyst is located mostly at the outer surface of the ovaries, and mostly it's like a sac lined by that is filled up with fluid. So that's what ovarian cyst means. It means example like water, okay, filled up inside in a bag, okay. That's a way to describe it. It's very easy, okay. Just go ahead.
Yeah, how do you detect it? How do you know that someone has it? Is it by ultrasound? Is it by physical examination? How do you do it?
Well, first and foremost, sometimes without physical examination and without using other diagnostic tools, it is difficult to diagnose ovarian cyst. But the best way to diagnose it is, one, because most times the patient might be asymptomatic, because there are different types of ovarian cyst. There is what we call the functional ovarian cyst.
Okay.
And which goes according to the female's menstrual period and the cycle per month.
Okay, so you mean goes and comes? What do you mean?
Yes, it means that what generates it is based on the normal function of, that's a female menstrual cycle. That first phase of what you have, the follicular phase. And then the second phase being also where you have the corpus luteum phase, the luteal phase. So now, to understand, also there are other types which I'm going to explain tonight. But to understand an ovarian cyst, it means that for unknown reason, or maybe due to the normal function of the female menstrual period or cycle, the follicles now refuse and start accumulating fluids, and there is that propensity for the follicles not to rupture or to tear. So it will start. Example, if we have a bag and fill a bag with water, and the bag will definitely retain water, retain fluids. But once you rupture it, because that rupture or the tear of the follicles will give room for the production of the estrogens and some other. That's a very detailed discussion, but just to make it simple, ovarian cyst means accumulation or the piling of the fluids around the surface of the ovaries. Okay, so Doc, let's talk about who is at risk. Well, to be being a female and a young female is actually at a risk of having ovarian cyst. Yeah, because I use the word functional, and it goes according to the normal cycle, and also is linked with sometimes the pelvic inflammatory diseases and some other conditions. However, being a female put one at a risk of having ovarian cyst. Okay. A young female. Okay, and what about us in Grenada here? Do you see many of these cases here in Grenada, would you say? Yes, ovarian cyst is one of the commonest female diagnosed condition. And most females don't understand why they have the ovarian cyst, and most of them don't understand the treatment and why they are giving some medications. I have seen some females that were loaded with lots of oral contraceptive medications in the process of managing ovarian cyst. And I see that as being incompetent practice. Because in the sense that most times those medications might not be that helpful. So, and putting the female at a risk of taking the oral contraceptive medications. So, and that is why it is important for the general public to understand what is going on and to understand the implications of some of the treatments and to understand why it is necessary or unnecessary to take some of the treatment, accept some of the treatments. All right, and that is why sometimes it is really good to have a second opinion from another physician based on how serious your complaint is, because you want to make sure that you've been issued or administered the right treatment. I have known where there have been malpractice and it has cost the life of people. And so this is not something that you will want to risk. So you may want to, make sure that you have a second opinion. All right, so Doc, let's talk about the patient itself. What does it feel like when you have an ovarian cyst? Well, the fact is that sometimes if you understand the word functional and physiological, it means that it goes according to how the body functions, okay? Sometimes the patient might be asymptomatic, and without symptoms. And there are some factors that will contribute in terms of the patient having symptoms. Right. First is the size of the ovarian cyst. The bigger, because most undisturbing ovarian cysts are small. They're small in size, okay? But as the cysts start getting bigger, that's where the problem comes in. Mm-hmm. So what are the implications? The point is that if the size of the cyst start getting ballooned or becoming so big, mm-hmm. There is this possibility that the cyst will start rubbing and start twisting. And as it starts twisting, it will get to a point when it will, because there are some nerves around there, and then it will start twisting and the patient will start having pain, okay?
Wow. Okay.
And that we also, there are some occasions when a patient will, because the patient will be complaining of pain around the pelvic region, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. And this pain becomes, at the early stage, the pain might be sharp or dull, and sometimes the pain might, as time progresses, the patient will start having severe pain, mm-hmm. and severe agonizing pain, and which eventually might need medical intervention. Mm-hmm. And so these are the pain is one of the major symptoms, and sometimes the patient will start complaining of, because of the proximity of the ovaries to some the structures around the abdomen. Yes. The patient might, depending on the size, patient might start having bloating or flatulence, mm-hmm. Might start having constipation, depending on how big these ovaries are. Okay. So those are the symptoms. And there are some other symptoms, but these are the basic ones. Okay. The commonest symptoms which the patients usually present.
Okay, and we have questions coming in, and of course we're going to take in some questions from the general public as we go on with tonight's program. Doc, if it ruptures, what happens? Can it kill you? Can it make you really sick?
Well, the studies have not shown that the rupture of ovarian cyst is dangerous, but depending on the content. There are some types of ovarian content that might be blood, that might contain a lot of blood, which is called a type that is called hemorrhagic type, right. That pide a lot of blood, okay? Mm-hmm. So if the content is blood, is a bit of, or mostly blood, or bloody, it's possible that the patient might start having anemia, and which over a period of time, patient might have shock. And also, there are some times when, depending on the content of the fluid, the patient might have infection. Mm-hmm. And those are the basic, but I wouldn't say, if it is not managed properly, it's possible that the patient might get into a very critical situation.
Okay. Can an ovarian cyst turn into cancer, Doc?
Well, it's not been shown that ovarian cysts could turn to cancer. It's not, because I still trying to make everybody to understand that ovarian cyst is mostly for young people. Most young people usually have a type of cyst, that ovarian cyst, that is functional, okay? Mm-hmm. So, in most cases, the functional cyst rarely cause ovarian cancer, okay? Okay? And even in the older folks, from 50 years and above, 50, that's females, older females, sometimes it is confusing that there are some occasions when even a patient with a type of solid mass around the ovaries will start suspecting ovarian carcinoma, okay? Mm-hmm. However, you cannot conclude that this patient conclusively couldn't say that ovarian cysts will lead to cancer. But sometimes it might be confusing, and that's why some other tests, there's need to run some other tests, which might actually helpful. There's what we call CA125. And then that CA125, though in young people, is quite the CA125 because of some other factors might be normal. But for the older folks, CA125 is more reliable. Okay. And when you run it and then do also ultrasound, CT scan, and possibly MRI, and some other tests, basic tests, then you could predict the chances of the person having cancer of the ovaries.
Okay. Now, Doc, are there other health conditions that can be brought on by ovarian cysts?
Well, like I said, ovarian cyst is nothing but a simple, and because there are different types of ovarian cyst, okay? There's what we call simple ovarian cyst. In simple ovarian cyst, the female or the patient presents with without any symptoms, because the wall of the ovaries become very thin, because that cyst itself is thin. It's not like. But in the case of complex cysts, the walls start becoming thicker, okay? And then if you want to go further, there is what we call polycystic ovarian syndrome, or what we call polycystic ovaries, okay? And that's when the cysts start, depending on the numbers, start multiplying around the surface of the ovaries. So instead of being one, then you're seeing multiple of that. And in that case, in such cases, it is possible that the patient might have, for patients with polycystic ovarian disease or ovarian syndrome, they might have what we call metabolic syndrome, and they might have also diabetes, or what we call type 2 diabetes, as a result of insulin resistance. So those are the basic. But I was trying to classify the ovarian cysts, which are typically grouped into functional ovarian cysts, which runs according to the menstrual period. And then you also have what we call the dermoid cyst, which sometimes when you open the content of it, you see something that looks like teeth and also the hair. And then there's also what we call the endometriosis. Endometriosis means that you see part of the lining of the uterus, the inner wall of the uterus, you're seeing it outside, okay? You might see it quite around the ovaries. So, and that's also could mimic ovarian cyst.
Oh, okay. And we still have some more questions coming in. I see somebody ask here if it can interrupt with one's pregnancy or ability to get pregnant.
Well, I don't agree with that, because we're talking of simple ovarian cysts, okay? Studies have shown also that the simple ovarian cysts, like there are some occasions where pregnant females have a retention of ovarian cysts. Mostly the type that is in the second phase, which is called the corpus luteum, not even the first phase of it. And they have it, that is quite normal, okay? However, if it is in the case of the polycystic ovarian syndrome, which studies show that it has some, the patient with polycystic ovarian syndrome might have an infertility problem. And that is a different part. But what we are discussing tonight is simple ovarian cysts, and it rarely causes infertility.
Okay. Are there warning signs, say for somebody who's never been diagnosed with ovarian cysts or so, and they might be seeing some things? Are there warning signs, or obvious warning signs?
Well, the warning signs, like I said, most cases of ovarian cysts are asymptomatic. Like a patient, it might be there, without the patient having the symptoms, like I said it. And depending on the size of it, and most ovarians, especially the simple ovarian cysts, are small in size. But if we start getting bigger and getting bigger, yes, it is possible that due to what I have explained, the twisting of the ovaries, and that could cause the female to experience a lot of pain. And that severity of the pain is a warning sign in terms of the, based on this. That's the most important symptom, though there are other symptoms which the patient might present. But one of the classical warning signs is that pain, discomfort around the pelvic region, lower abdominal quadrant. The patient will keep having severe pain.
Okay, Doc, do you recommend surgery at all? Somebody's asking that.
Well, I would not. Surgery is not strongly recommended. Even studies shows that there are some cases where a patient might have surgery, especially because there are different types of surgeries. But studies shows that sometimes after the surgery, that the cysts still grow back again. Yes. So what happened is that it is advisable, since it's a functional cyst, okay, it's going to likely to outgrow, is likely to regress once the female is getting older. You remember that the ovaries are likely to atrophy. It means that it will keep decreasing in size as one is getting older, because once a female is no longer seeing her period, and that period of menopausal phase, it is expected that the ovaries will definitely shrink in size. And it is also expected that the ovarian cyst will regress. So surgery, there is no utility of surgery in terms of management of ovarian cyst.
How do you recommend persons survive or treat the ovarian cyst?
Yes, that is what we're saying. Sometimes many different procedures have been carried out in terms of, because depending on the size of the ovarian cyst, there are some occasions where females will be recommended to there is what we call a laparoscopic surgery, whereby you have to drain the fluid, okay? But what we're saying is that there are some, most times when this fluid cyst will still grow back again, and in that case, it becomes counterproductive. So based on that, it is recommended that the best way is to leave it and buy time. Yes. So over a period of time, it's expected that the cyst will regress.
Let it run its course.
Sure, sure.
All right, Doc. Is there any other area of this topic you thought we should discuss and we didn't, Doc?
Well, we appreciate the general public to be asking questions.
All right, Doc.
And that's what we like.
All
However, if you want us to go further, there are so many things to discuss with respect to this topic.
All right, Doc. All right, perfect. We have exhausted our time here, and Doc, we're looking forward to another interesting program next Thursday, God's willing. Can you remind us again, for the people who are just joining us, about the services of the Divine Medical Center?
Well, I have Akin, the marketing manager of Divine Medical, to address the public about that. Okay?
All right, so folks, just before we end the program, we are going to speak to Akim, who is going to tell us about the services of the Divine Medical Center and diagnostic services. So Akim, it's all over to you.
Yes, Divine Medical Center and diagnostic services. Family medicine, specialist consultations, ultrasound, physical therapy, counseling, home visit, medical tests. Our location at Granby Street, Lower Market Hill, near Ellie Prosser Building, St. George's, Grenada. Our services are quality, efficiency, confidentiality, and if you want to contact us, you can contact us at telephone numbers 435-1539, or you can call us at 421-1539. 29. Or you can even email us at divinemedicalcenter.com. Yep. Yeah, anything else? If you want to ask any questions?
Okay. All right. Well, Akim, well, thanks again, and hopefully we would... Sorry?
Yeah, thank you, Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. So, folks, and that's Akim from the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and when we finish paying our bills, we are going to do the official wrap-up of tonight's program. You stay tuned.
Listen to what you had to say and turn up the old rules, because losing what you paid for is just wrong. Now, lost data and talk are a thing of the past. Only Digicel gives you unlimited rollover data and talk. Just buy and renew your Quick Pick bundle before it expires and keep what's rightfully yours. Never lose what you don't use. Go to My Digicel app to bundle up and roll over today. Digicel.
Final Stop Auto Sales and Rentals, located in Mungay, St. George, is your final stop for all your auto sales and rentals. We sell a wide variety of used cars in mint condition for the best price on the market. We sell all the popular makes and models of vehicles. If we don't have it, we'll order it for you. Or, do you have a vehicle that you want to ship to Grenada? Then we'll do that for you. And if you need a vehicle for a few days, we also rent vehicles, both short and long term. See us today, located next to the Deco Service Center, or call 410-7475 or 422-9615. Final Stop Auto Sales and Rentals, Grenada's best.
Dwayne and Louisa
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, a new full-length drama written and directed by Christy Riggs.
Louisa, will you marry me?
Boy, you crazy?
I love you, Louisa. I'm serious.
You reach love real quick.
Breaking Out, opening Saturday, 29th September at Marisho Theatre and continuing.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and you're hard in me. Breaking Out, a story of love, challenged, tested and driven to its very limits.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Breaking Out, a story of high drama and suspense.
I'm gonna count to 3, and when I'm finished, you should already be walking towards the door. 1, 2.
Wait, so you're gonna just shoot him down like a dog?
Breaking Out, starring Robert White and Lisa Grappy James. Breaking Out, an opportunity for taking out the entire family.
This ad complements Quartz Grenada Limited.
Does your laundry detergent have enzymes to fight stains, remove bacteria and odors while being gentle on your hands? Does your laundry detergent have a natural lemon scent, easy rinse technology, and fabric softener to protect your clothes? If you answered yes, then you must be using Glace. If not, what are you waiting for? Glace laundry detergent is made with a 4-in-1 advanced formula and is phosphate-free, making it safe for the environment and safe for washing machines. Glace. A clean home is a Glace home.
All right, a clean home is a Glace home. As we get ready to wrap tonight's program up, we have to tell you 2 things. First off, that the Rotary Club of Grenada, Saturday 29th, September 28 presents its Carnival Tabanca Bananas Nightclub, and it features Looney Spark and Electrify, Jab King, Terror the Governor, and it starts at 10 p.m. DJs Selector Beast, Kingpin, the president. Also, you know that you have to dress properly. Dress code trendy and smart. $25 in advance and $30 at the door. Your ticket outlets: Grenadian Optical, Town, and Grand Anse. Online, you can get it at GoToFit or any Rotaractor. All right. And folks, I have one. We have exhausted our time. Next, we have to pay extra. You understand? Okay, there's one thing that I got to tell you, Hamlet, just bear with me. We have the hot list that we have to do as well. The following persons, please contact 405-8227. Again, the following persons, please contact 405-8227. Dwayne Raj Jerome of Tempe St. George, Christopher Beggs of Felix Park St. Andrew, Travis Noel, Grandan St. George, Gilbert Francis, Union Village, St. Andrew, St. Paul, St. George's, or Rhonda Lalji as well, Gladstone Road, St. Andrew, Clinton McGilvery, Grandan St. George, Lyndon Philip, San Souci, St. George's, Roger Johnson, Guava Estate, St. John, Alston Purcell, Hope St. Andrew, and we have Jocelyn Pierre, Calivini St. George, and Andrea Scott, Darbo St. George. You guys, please contact 405-8227. Folks, that's as far as I can take you for tonight. I want to wish you all the best. It's been a long night. It's been a long day, in fact, as well. All right, I want to say thank you for viewing. Some of you have not yet shared the program. I would just like to ask of you if it's worth your time. I'm just kindly asking that you share the program, because it's important that other people who have not received a notification to at least get a link to know that the program is on, and they will get that link through you. Once you post your link, once you share the program, then they will see it. All right, so folks, that's it for now, and we will touch base again a little bit later on. Okay guys, take care of yourself and your family, and may God richly bless you. All right, we'll see you again. Are you ready? I want to big up everybody in the program. We run out, so we can't specifically big up persons. All right, let's go in 5. So everybody, hello. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we all say ja. No. Good night, everyone.